It's a real privilege, and the colleagues I was nominated with is just to be in that company is a real dream. So I'm just grateful that the community selected the nomination in the first place, and that Lee Eisenberg and Natalie Sandy, who are the showrunners, chose to stick with me through the whole journey, and that we were able to tell a story that got us to be standing here right now talking to you about this. So again, just a real thrill. I really felt like working on Lessons in Chemistry was a real education. I really liked the notes that I was getting from the showrunners. Sometimes we tend to get notes and we're like, I don't know if I want to do that, but I have to do that because I want to keep my job. But the truth was, like, they said something that was kind of a running theme for this show. And it was like, is the music leading us? Is it leading too much? And it's something I hadn't really thought of, like when the music is actually coming in and what's the tone of it. And we haven't heard it from our characters. We haven't experienced the emotion from our characters. And then the music can actually react and help us kind of feel that. And that was a great note. And I really learned a lot from that. Specifically, that was a good moment. I think more than the award, it's getting to be in the ceremony is everything, because I get to see people that I work and that are doing the same work I'm doing, and much better sometimes, and in different versions and genres of it. And I get to actually share with them stories of, I guess you would say, the battlefield. And you get to kind of share with people, because what we do, we're so isolated. Everything we do is like, and now because of Zoom and everything, we're even more so isolated. We kind of get on a box and then we get away. And being able to kind of celebrate the fact that we're here, whether we're nominated or not, I'm getting to see people I've been a fan of for years and getting to say thank you for what you do. That to me is what this is about. So this is just the cherry on top, I guess, if you would say. This one I deserve 100%. But for the team, I'm just kidding. That sounded horrible because I did write the main title. But the team, I'd had to acknowledge them because I didn't know. But usually, what happens is, in order to get a show done and across the finish line, you cannot work alone. I don't think it's very much possible unless you have all the time in the world and it's the only project you're working on. So I've also come into this later on in my life. This kind of success, if you want to call it, is something that happened way after I was in a rock band and got dropped from the label and had my heart broken. And so as these things have occurred, I've also noticed along the lines, a lot of what happens in this industry is like people get kind of very selfish and just kind of self-centered and more insecure than anything about what's happening. And I realize that if anything is happening, and there are people that need to be acknowledged through that process, I will acknowledge them. And for me, that helps me sleep better at night. I also teach at the Frost School of Music, and for me, it's the best lesson I can give to my students, to impart that idea of sharing and talking about the things and how we get across the finish line, if you will. So.